Hey guys, Untrackable here. Today, I'm going to be telling you about my greatest creation. Say hello, the Deathbringer. If you're not familiar with Pacific Rim is basically a movie that was made in 2013 that, let's just say, was ahead of its time. Pacific Rim is basically a movie between monsters and machines, which humanity is trying to defend Earth from these kinds of creatures called Kaiju. Kaijus are categorized based on their size, water displacement, and toxicity levels. Which category 1s basically were extremely small and useless, while category 2s and 3s were the scouts, while 4s and 5s were the exterminators. But the Jaegers helped to suppress them. There were 4 Jaegers remaining. They were launched into Hong Kong Bay, where 2 Kaiju emerged from the breach, which they portaled to another dimension. If you don't know, Jaegers are giant robots, on which, in order to pilot a Jaeger, you need 2 people to pilot it, which will go inside each other's heads to act as a single brain for the Jaeger. So yeah, the Jaegers, they are built to defeat the Kaiju in battle. But the thing is, with how the Kaijus come through, is that they come through a portal from another dimension. So the top part here is our dimension, while the bottom part here is theirs. The precursors, which are giant 16-foot tall creatures, sent over these bioweapons, the Kaiju, which all come from a single DNA strand, and which the Kaiju, they are here to get basically to Mount Fuji in Japan to mix their Kaiju blue with its rare earth elements in a volcano. So basically pour billions of tons of toxic gas and ash into the atmosphere, which would actually wipe out all life. But we stopped them. And after Pacific Rim the Black dropped, a few years later, this year, I started creating hybrid Kaiju. And this Kaiju that you see before you is a category 8. Comes from the Mutorin the Mutora Prime and Ramarak family. Let me putting it up for you. Okay, so the one in the top left is Mutora Prime. The basis of the genome is Kaiju, that's consisting of Otachi, Raijin, and a few others, but the main front body part is Muto Prime, which is commonly known as Titanus Jinjin Mushi. You may know the you may know the 2014 Godzilla movie. Well, Muto Prime basically is a type of Kaiju that's built to hunt Godzillas. And the jaws consist of the average Raccoon warrior from the movie Starship Troopers. And then in the bottom right is a Kaiju that I like to call Ramarak. This one is a category 5, which has a physique like a skullcrawler, but those tentacles pack a punch, since they can actually shoot a calcified projectile. So with these two mating, we get Otachirin. Otachirin is basically the combined version of them all, but this one's aggression level is extremely high. And due to this being a category 8, its toxicity level extremely high as well. Say hello to Deathbringer. Deathbringer, a category 4 kaiju, the ultimate killing machine. Since it has a regeneration factor as well as ultrasonic hearing, because this only happens with a mutation that happens in that only happens in 5% of the Otachirin species. And with that even comes a regeneration factor. That can be with a regeneration factor that basically can be let's just say overpowered. And since the regeneration factor can heal any injury up to between 2 to 3 hours, depending on the severity of the injury. And plus, this kaiju even has a hyper state of regeneration if any parts of its body are in critical condition. Now, it's due to that, it'll still have the regeneration ability, but like I said, due to that, the hyper part of the regeneration takes up a lot of energy. So this kaiju tends to pick its fights cleverly, consciously and cleverly. But except the front forelimbs are due to a mutation as well. But the tail, inside the tail, the tail is technically like of a crab claw type 1, of where inside that very top pincer there is acid in there. This kaiju also has 2 sets of eyes. One that has heat, one that has thermal, and it can also be used for seeing regularly. So it can only, in a 360-degree field of vision, but they can only use one pair at a time. My bad, make that 3. Due to the eye being right here. But except then, it also has electroreceptors for electrical detection. Plus even ultrasonic hearing and regular hearing, which it can only use one at a time. Which the ultrasonic hearing with all which it uses that I can hear a Jaeger up to 20 miles away. It even has acid to help out with it. But in the case of Mega Kaiju versus this kaiju, it won in the brutalest way possible. So yeah, but those front forelimbs are not to be messed with. Because they literally grab the Mega Kaiju's head without any problem. Thanks to its enhanced strength and speed. And plus, due to the physique of this kaiju, with the front forelimbs, as well as the back parts, where these back claws can actually come up and dig into the ground for better stability. But then we have Ultima Imperatrix. Sorry, Goji Center, I just found a better version. Oh yeah, and then all the ones that actually have Kamehameha Prime, they all have magma blood in them. But this kaiju here comes from the Mutara Prime side of the family. This one, even though it may not look like it, it still has magma as blood. It's due to this back hide. You see those orange parts still on it? That is its magma blood. Plus, the armor is also so dense that it can survive in magma itself. Which even has 2 sets of acid sacs. Plus, even the jaws of all these kaiju can break bone and shatter metal like nothing. Plus, it even has the same mechanism for the eye there. A normal eye, but this yellow part right here, that's actually a ear disguised as an eye. Well, that concludes this video, but I hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful day. I'm Sharkable.